both. So the first thing that I want you to pay attention to is your regular breathing in and out through your nose. And see if you can follow the breath from the inhale all the way to the exhale, where you feel it right between the upper lip and your nose. And I want you to exaggerate the inhale and the exhale just a little bit so you can make it a little easier for you to pay attention to it. Make it a little noisy. And pay attention to the sound and the feeling of right above the upper lip and the nose. And now I want you to continue to do this, but bring the attention down towards the inside of your body. So try to go in your lungs, in your stomach, and pay attention to where you feel your breath inside of your body. Just that little bit of exaggeration on the inhale and the exhale. Notice where you feel that inside. And now I want you to continue to pay attention to the inside of your body, but you're going to start practicing the full exhale. So you'll take a breath in through your nose, full breath out through your mouth. Everybody's muted, but if you weren't, I should be able to hear you. How long can you exhale? And as you breathe in, relax everything in your body as you take a breath in. So relaxed exhale towards the end. You start to build a little bit of tension in the middle of your body because you're exhaling so long. And as you breathe in, just let go of every muscle in your body, and that automatically gets you to breathe in. On the inhale, practice relaxing every muscle in your body. Let go of all the tension, arms, face muscles, abs, legs. See if each exhale you can go a little longer, which means you should go a little slower to make it longer. And take a break. Now your exhaling gets to take a break. You're going to go into rock back. So now you'll be focusing on the inhale. So knees on the ground. If you need to, you can put a pillow behind your hips and heels. That's going to limit the range of motion that's required for your hips and knees. And just find a position that you can relax in. So hips back, elbows down, and either have your head rest on your hands, or if you're very flexible, your head goes all the way down to the floor. And here you're just going to focus on the inhale. You'll take a breath in through your nose. Think of the back side of your body filling up. And as you exhale, you'll still exhale through your mouth and just think of melting into your legs even more. Breath in. Think of the back side of your body expanding out to the side. So from your spine out, it just goes out to the side as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, you go back into melting into your legs with your hips going back. This one, you can exaggerate the breath in just a little bit to feel more expansion back, but you don't have to go to the full exhale like you do on your back. And now your breathing can take a break. You're going to go on your back in the 90-90 position. So you'll need your chair. No breathing sequence on this one. This one, you're going to practice holding on to two things at once: the move and the tension in the lower body, and then relaxing the upper body. So before you get started, so your heels are on the chair, put your arms out to your side, and go ahead and relax everything from your belly button up. So relax your stomach muscles, relax your arms into the ground, and relax your head. And notice how that's a feeling. Hold on to that feeling as you use your feet to slowly start rolling your hips up. So the tension in the back of your thighs will start building. It goes very slow. However, you're still holding on to the relaxed feeling from your belly button up. You're going so slow that I barely notice you move through the screen. Think one vertebrae at a time. Nice slow roll. Pay attention to the muscles that you feel working, which should be the back of your thighs, and also hold on to the relaxed feeling from your belly button up. And see if you can hold on to two things at once. If this ends up being too much, you start to feel it in your knees or your hamstrings just can't take it anymore, you can continue to do this into a glute bridge with your feet on the floor. And rest. So now your back of your thighs can take a break. Scoot yourself up and put your feet on the ground. You're going to go back to the full exhale. This time, I want you to pay attention. Everything from your hips or everything from your pubic bone to your chest, as you're deflating, it all deflates evenly. So think the front side of your body deflating down to the ground as you exhale. And you'll hold on to the tension for 3 to 5 seconds so you won't breathe in at the end. And then as you take a breath in, let go of all the tension. So full breath out through your mouth. Picture everything deflating evenly, nice and slow. You're still shooting for 10 seconds. And instead of breathing in right away, you'll hold on to that tension for 3 to 5 seconds before you relax every muscle in your body. Think from your pubic bone to your chest. Things deflate evenly just by exhaling. While you're holding your air out and you're holding on to the tension, see if you can get comfortable in that uncomfortable feeling. Now see if you can hold the air out this next exhale for 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds, you're not breathing in, you're just hanging out there. See if you can get comfortable in that position. Now, as you breathe in, you might have to take a few breaths in between before you do it again to recover from that. And rest. Now you're exhaling and take a break. You're going to go back into rock back, focusing on the inhale. This time you're going into a little bit of a lat stretch. So go into your regular rock back position, hips back, elbows down, and now reach one arm slightly across. You are breathing into the side that you're reaching across with. So see if you can breathe in and feel a stretch from your shoulder all the way down to your hip with one breath. So can you breathe from your shoulder to your hip? And as you exhale, think of melting into that position. Go ahead, exaggerate the breath in that you're doing already in that same position. So just breathe in a little bigger and see if you can get more of a stretch just by breathing in more. Now you can switch. So just regular breath first. Breathe in from your shoulder all the way down to your hip. And then exhale, think of melting into that position. And now exaggerate the breath. Big breath in. And rest. Back to the 90-90 position. Instead of rolling up and down, you will roll up and hold. You won't be breathing out through your mouth. You'll just be breathing in and out through your nose. But before you roll, arms out to your side. Relax every muscle from your belly button up. So drop all the tension in that area. And now slightly roll the hips up like an inch off the ground. So barely off the ground. So you can see how you leverage your feet by pushing down, and that's how you're able to leverage the back of your thighs. Hold on to that, but still keep everything relaxed from your belly button up. And hold on to those two feelings at once. In the upper body, be relaxed while the back of your thighs are doing all the work and feeling the burn. Just regular breaths. And rest. Scoot yourself back. You will go back to the full exhales, but this time you're going to add two things. Before you go, find your feet on the ground and give yourself a little bit of a tuck. So you're just rolling the hips. Your entire hip is still on the floor though. So you're not picking it up into a bridge. So your hip and low back are on the ground. You're just pushing into the heels. So you might feel a little bit of the back of your thighs. This time, instead of relaxing as you breathe in, you're going to hold on to the tension after that 3 to 5 second hold. So take a breath in through your nose, full breath out through your mouth like you were doing before. Everything deflates slowly for 10 seconds. And instead of relaxing every muscle in your body, hold on to the tension that you found because you exhaled that long. You'll feel like you're not getting enough air in, and that's okay. Just repeat the cycle, keeping your hips in that position the whole time. The inhale should feel much deeper. And now you're going to do the same thing on all fours instead of going back to rock back. So get your hands and knees. You won't be moving, you will just be breathing. So get your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And without crunching, give yourself a little bit of a reach by pushing into all 10 fingers. Once you are there, start breathing. So Lee and Tom, scoot your hands forward and shift the weight forward. Less shrugging. Perfect. You're just doing the same thing, full breath out, but this time you're going away from gravity. So everything still deflates evenly from your pubic bone to your chest. And then as you breathe in, keep that tension that you just found. Keep the reach through your arms. Keep the way forward. And rest. Back to 90-90. If both legs on the chair is intense, I would stay here. You'll go up for 2 breaths and then back down. If you want to pick it up a notch, you roll up, pick one leg off the chair, hang out for 2 breaths, and then start all over. So roll the hips up and either stay there with both legs or pick one foot off the chair and hold for 2 breaths. Nothing else moves. So just one foot comes off the chair and holds. And you're either just holding it for 2 breaths or you're holding both for 2 breaths and then back down all the way to the starting position, relax, start all over. So you're either alternating from left and right, 2 breaths, or you're just doing 2 breaths coming down, 2 breaths coming down. And rest. Push yourself back to your feet on the ground. You will start out by tucking your hips a little bit, not enough to where you feel a ton of back of your thighs, just enough to tuck the hips. This time you're going to add a reach up towards the ceiling. So as you exhale, your hands and shoulders come off the ground and you're going to hold them there as you take a breath in. So start the breathing in through the nose, full breath out through your mouth as you reach up towards the ceiling with your shoulder blades and your fingertips. And stay there as you take a breath in. Each exhale, reach a little more. Shoulder blades come off the ground. Head is relaxed on the floor. And now turn this into an imaginary press. As you exhale, you'll bend your elbows, fingertips stay pointing to the floor. You're going to bring your elbows down to the ground as you exhale. And as you inhale, you're going to pretend you're pushing your whole body into the floor as you take a breath in. And exhale, you'll bring it back down slowly, deflate your whole body, pause for a second. And as you breathe in, pretend you're pushing your hips and upper back into the floor. And rest. Nice job. Back to all fours. Hands and knees underneath. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Give yourself a nice reach without shrugging your upper back or shoulders. And now take your left hand, tap it on the right shoulder, and hold for 2 breaths. Nothing should move. Your shoulder should not drop. It should be as if both arms are still reaching through the ground. Elbows should be pretty even, so parallel to each other. And now switch after you've done 2 breaths. And let your elbow drop down to the ground, the one you have off the floor, without dropping the shoulder. And every 2 breaths, just go back and forth from one side to the other. And let your floating arm have its elbow reach to the floor. Perfect. And then back to the ground. Feet on the floor. So you're done with the chair. You're back to the imaginary press. So bend the elbows, fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then start with a reach. So start with your arms up towards the ceiling, shoulders off the ground. You're going to come down as you exhale and go ahead and tuck the hips a little bit. As you exhale, everything is deflating evenly, just like before. And as you breathe in, pretend you're doing a push up into the floor. So you're pushing your whole body into the floor as you take a breath in. So think of your low back and upper back all getting pushed down as you take a breath in and reach your arms forward. And rest back to all fours. Find your position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then take one hand, tap it on the other shoulder, but your elbow should be reaching down to the ground without dropping the shoulder. So it's like a floating arm. 2 breaths, then switch. And rest. Back on your back. There are 3 things that I want you to pay attention to. The first one is every part of your body that is touching the ground. So, your entire backside of your body, your feet, your head, your arms. And then I also want you to pay attention to the inside of your body of where you feel your breath, your stomach, your lung area, your sides. And then also where you feel your breath right on top of your upper lip and nose. So see if you can hold on to those 3 things at once or one at a time and you're just cycling through those references.